beyond the reach of empire, beyond the march of legions, there was Ireland, a land untamed, untouched by Roman conquest, where gods walked in the mist and warriors shaped destiny without an emperor's command. This is the story of a nation that stood outside history's greatest empire and forged its own legend. Welcome to Ireland, the unconquered. Beyond the reach of empire, beyond the march of legions, there was Ireland, a land untamed, untouched by Roman conquest, where gods walked in the mist and warriors shaped destiny without an emperor's command. This is the story of a nation that stood outside history's greatest empire and forged its own legend. Welcome to Ireland, the unconquered. Before Rome stretched its hands across the world, before emperors inscribed their legacies in marble and might, there was a land beyond their reach, wild, untamed, humming with a song that no foreign tongue could rewrite. Ireland, cloaked in storm and story, stood outside the empire's shadow, a land untouched by legion and law. And so the winds carried tales of druids who whispered the secrets of the universe, of warriors who walked with gods, of poets whose words burned brighter than the stars. Here, beneath the canopy of ancient trees, knowledge was passed not in scrolls nor edicts, but in song, in ritual, in the pulse of the land itself. The Romans never came, never built, never conquered. And so, Ireland's soul remained whole, untamed by foreign hands. The empire would rise and crumble. Its stone roads would fracture, its statues fall. But Ireland, wild, mystic Ireland, would endure. While Rome erected monuments to its power, here the stones stood silent, holding histories that needed no inscription. Wisdom passed not in the tongue of emperors, but in the symbols only the land could read. A world of druids and poets, of warriors who carved destiny in the marrow of legend. They did not need Rome's roads nor its armies. They walked a different path, where myths became more than whispers, where the land itself bore memory. They walked alongside gods, unfettered by imperial chains. And so, Ireland, the land Rome could not conquer, kept its secrets, kept its fire, kept its name. There was no empire to command them, no legions to dictate their fate. Here, in the land beyond Rome's grasp, war was not fought in conquest. It was woven into the marrow of legend itself. Ireland, a land where gods walked among warriors, where every sword stroke carried the weight of prophecy, where battle was not merely a clash of arms, but the reckoning of fate. The Romans spoke of war as dominion, control over nations, a machine of conquest. But here, battle was sacred. It was whispered in prophecy, seen in the flight of ravens, echoed in the voice of the Morrigan, the phantom queen who watched from the mist, her presence a shadow upon the field. She did not foretell victories, she spoke only of fate, and fate was beyond the hands of emperors. Rome believed in legacies written in marble, but Ireland's history was carved in blood, sung in poetry, woven into the rhythm of war drums. There were no banners of conquest, no emperors decreeing the fates of kings. Here, battle was woven into myth, and warriors did not fight for rulers, they fought for the very essence of their land. And so, Ireland remained, its battles fought not for empires, but for gods, for fate, for the whispered stories of generations. The land Rome could not conquer did not need legions to prove its strength. Its warriors were etched into time itself, their echoes carried upon the wind. Though Rome would claim the world, its empire would fracture, its monuments crumble into dust. But here, in the land it could not claim, history never eroded. Ireland's warriors may fade from sight, but their legends remain, woven into every river, every stone, every breath of wind that whispers across the hills. The storm has passed, but its presence lingers, not in destruction, but in memory. The land, scarred yet undefeated, whispers its secrets to those who listen. Where Rome sought to mold nations into its image, Ireland remained its own, untouched by imperial decree. But its isolation did not mean stillness. Beyond the battlefield, in the quiet spaces between war and legend, another force shaped the fate of an unconquered land. One not of swords, but of stories, symbols, and sacred wisdom. And so, we step beyond battle into the unraveling threads of truth where myth and history become indistinguishable and Ireland's legends take root in the depths of time. Ireland did not fight Rome on the battlefield, yet its defiance shaped a different kind of war, the battle for identity, for survival beyond empire's grasp, where others bent beneath imperial rule. Ireland walked another path, a crossroads between legend and destiny. The Romans left behind roads, cities, monuments to their conquest, but Ireland's legacy was carved into stone by hands that spoke in symbols, not decrees. It was written not in edicts, but in myths whispered through generations, and so Ireland stood unshaken, not by force of arms, but by the endurance of its spirit. The empire measured power in walls and armies, but Ireland held something stronger: the unseen, the sacred, the stories carried in firelight and breath. The Druids knew this. They did not seek dominion, only understanding. And in that understanding, Ireland's fate was sealed, not by war, but by something Rome could never grasp. Rome could conquer nations, command armies, rewrite borders, but it could not rewrite the stories of Ireland. And in those stories, destiny was written, not in conquest, but in belief. The crossroads had been reached. Ireland would not follow the path of empire. It would carve its own road, shaped by myth, by wisdom, by the echoes of voices that would never be silenced. To outsiders, Ireland remained a mystery, an island beyond empire's reach. Its people unruly, its customs unfathomable. Rome measured lands by their submission, their willingness to be folded into the fabric of imperial order. But Ireland's soul was never meant to be governed by foreign hands. Its truth lay in what could not be conquered: the invisible, the sacred, the stories that refused to fade. Ireland did not resist Rome with swords alone. It resisted in silence, in the knowledge kept unspoken, in the rituals that passed through generations. And when Rome fell, Ireland remained, still whispering its secrets to the wind, a land unbroken in the only way that ever mattered. The world changed. Rome faded into dust, its legacies crumbling beneath time's weight. But Ireland, untouched by empire, carried forward something greater, not conquest, but continuity. It became the keeper of wisdom long forgotten elsewhere. While Europe rebuilt in Rome's shadow, Ireland wrote its own future, carved not in marble, but in words, in song, in the enduring breath of its past. And so, the truth remained, woven between myth and memory, held in the heart of a land Rome could never claim. Ireland stood beyond conquest, not by force alone, but by the simple, unbreakable will to endure. The land, the stories, the spirit, none could be taken. As the world moved forward, Ireland remained unchanged in the ways that mattered most. Rome conquered nations, built cities, shaped history in stone and steel. But Ireland stands outside its legacy, untouched by conquest, its truth unaltered by empire. It was never a province, never a possession, only a world unto itself, fiercely preserved through time. Empires rise, empires fall. But what Rome built in marble, Ireland carved in myth. The warrior, the poet, the druid, their echoes linger in every word, every song, every blade of grass that grows upon sacred soil. Their stories did not end. They are sung still, whispered still, remembered still. The land Rome could not conquer did not vanish into history. It lives in the voices of its people, in the legends told beneath the stars, in the rhythm of the waves that kiss its shores. It is a land unchanged in its heart, unbroken in its legacy, untamed in its soul. It is Ireland.
Step into the past and uncover the heart of Ireland. At Emerald Chronicle, we bring you hundreds of captivating documentaries exploring Irish history, myths, legends, and folklore. Our playlists guide you through Ireland's fascinating journey, from prehistoric Ireland, proto-historic and Celtic eras, and the early Christian and Viking periods, to the Anglo-Irish invasion and the lordship of Ireland.
Delve deeper into the Tudor conquest and religious conflicts, the union with Great Britain and the Great Famine, the fight for independence and the divisions of the 20th century, and Ireland's evolution into the 21st century. Best of all, we keep all our documentaries at 15 minutes or less, making it easy to explore Ireland's history, even on a busy day.
Every time you watch, you're supporting the upkeep of our channel. And when you share Emerald Chronicle, you're helping to promote Irish history and culture worldwide. We kindly ask you to like and share, and subscribe to Emerald Chronicle now. Let's keep Ireland's stories alive together.